continue and finish off what I started with the second last video titled Changing Manifold Block on AC Compressor. If you recall, I said in there that and pointed out that I had to change a hose. Okay, we're getting back to this AC system of mine on the car. As you can see, got my new line, got it all connected. I made myself a little vacuum pump. It was an old compressor. I just converted this unit into a vacuum pump. Simple, and that's so simple to do simply by changing there. Your intake was on this side of the compressor and your exhaust was on the other side. So that's my homemade vacuum pump. Got my gauges hooked up. So now we're going to let this thing run for a little bit, and we'll have a zoom in here, and as you can see, we're holding just about 30 pounds of vacuum. We're going to come back and check that in about 5 minutes, make sure we got no leaks. So because this thing is a little on the noisy side, I'm just going to plug it in and we're going to let it run for a few more minutes here. This thing's been open for quite some years, so we want to draw any moisture that's out of that system out. So just to give you an example here, why I say I'm going to shut her off at this point and let it sit. As you can hear, it's noisy. It's been about 20 minutes now, so we're going to close the valve on our low side. Quiet! Thank you. As you can tell, you just saw me shut the low side off, and now we're going to leave this sit for 5 minutes. Make sure that needle is staying there on our low side gauge. This will tell us if we got any leaks or not. Okay, well, it's been a good 5 minutes or more that this has been sitting, and we see it's still holding that 30 pounds negative, which is good. That means now we're ready to put some juice into it. So I'm going to quickly have this adapter, and we just going to use, because I don't do enough AC work, I just went and bought me some cans of old refrigerant here. Now this car, being an 87, used the old R12 system, which is being changed, and it's, I think if I remember right, it's CFC 134 now. Since then, they have come out with this new product to match these older systems. Yeah, if I can get a zoom up here, it's called R12A, A standing for after. It's a new formula to bring it up to the newer standards. So we're going to get this hooked up. So now we're going to take this yellow hose, which is our in hose, off of our vacuum pump, and we are going to pop the old adapter onto the can. Make sure it's wide open. And that's what you have. yellow hose. And we want to put this as a liquid in. So we turn our can upside down. Now if I can just figure out where I can fit it. It should be good right like that. Okay. Trying to figure out where to set my camera here so I can show the steps here. So now what we do is we pierce this, we just crack this open, because remember, this line now taking it off from the vacuum pump is full of air. So we're going to have to bleed that. So how to bleed that? We just simply open our valve, or the old can up, and you hear start to push the air out of that line. Then we close that off and we're set to go. Notice I have not opened the high side. You always charge from the low side. So now we're going to open our valve, and as you can see, we are now getting juice in there. We do have a little sight glass right there in this particular manifold set. Okay, well, I'm going to go open my doors here so we can fire this thing up for the next. Well, the adapters do not fit on this thing, so we don't really need to have the high side. So we'll just put the cap back on. Now we're going to continue charging this thing until we hear our old clutch on the unit kick in. Probably take this system probably will take 2 cans. Very difficult to be holding the camera, getting you a shot here, and trying to do the stuff at the same time. As you can see, our pressure is coming in there. You just heard the old clutch come in, so that's starting to get there. I got my fan and AC set to max. Just need to let that go. Watch our gauges, and you can see every time that cuts in, our yield should drop, and they're dropped. That's telling me it's working. Okay, so now we're going to close the old valve here. We're going to close the valve on the old can. Yep, that can is empty. I'll make sure these are capped, because I don't have the original cap. We just use this adapter that's got a cap on there. We just tighten that so it doesn't come off. Don't need that super tight. And there we have it. New compressor, new hose, all set to go. Thank you for watching. Just going to zoom in here and see if I can get you a shot. There is my mechanic's license, which is interprovincial Canada-wide. There is my certificate for air conditioning and heating, and there is my Class 1 driver training certificate. Goes the phone. Okay. I got that license back in 1974. And it was after the R12 died out that I had to obtain this license to go on top of that license. Oh! Yeah, right, slow down. Well, that's it for this episode. Don't forget, it doesn't cost you anything to hit that subscribe button down below. Please do subscribe. Greatly appreciated.